Yes.
We retrace back to the steps of my younger years.
Welcome to Restoring the Inner Person with Jane. Kenua Bishop.
Yes.
Welcome back on set.
Thank you.
I'm very delighted to have you once again, and thank you for finding time to come and continue sharing with our viewers about your journey of restoration.
Thank you.
So in our last episode, we started like what I can say is the middle of your story, and that is about the turning point from your addiction and drug and substance abuse. Yes. And then today, I want us now to go backwards and see where it all started.
Wow.
Yes, and maybe to start us off, you can let us know who Ken basically is, and then tell us what you know about your early childhood.
Wow, thank you so much. I feel so honored, so humbled to have this time again.
Yes,
it's such a privilege. So thank you. Ken or Bishop,
yes,
is a recovering addict, and I think we tried to describe what a recovering addict is. And I thank God to be there today. I thank God to be there today. So we kind of recap at my younger years and really what happened.
Yes.
We retrace back to the steps of my younger years. And I have a funny story. And I think my story basically has shaped my entire adult life. Because so many things that happened to me when I was like a very small boy. To this day, I still relate with them. Because if it is stigmatization that I faced, the rejection that I faced, started way before even I realized whom I was in this world. Because I believe most of it, I know they started within our household.
Okay.
Within our household.
Maybe at that point you can tell us maybe about your family. Maybe you have siblings, your parents.
Well, thank you. This name, Ken or Bishop, is as it sounds. I'm a son of a bishop. My dad is a bishop. My mom is a reverend. So together they minister the word of God.
Yes.
And we are four brothers. I'm the second born in a family of four brothers. Unfortunately, we didn't have a sister. I just don't know why God chose to deny me a sister. And the way I like their company. I envy those who have sisters. But anyway, he has his own. And apparently, even in amongst our siblings, we don't have daughters.
Wow.
There's only one daughter.
Okay.
But anyway, we thank God.
That's interesting.
Yeah. We thank God for that. My dad used to tell us that him personally, when he got married, he had looked at the life his sisters had undergone in the hands of their husbands, and he swore to God that he would never ever want to have a daughter, because he would easily kill any man who would mishandle his daughter, and therefore he felt that he would not be comfortable handling any man mishandling the daughter. And it came to pass.
So coincidentally, he didn't get daughters.
He didn't get daughters. So I think he closed that door. So in my early childhood with these four brothers of mine, I encountered some things that were not right. And these were in line with the discipline that my parents wanted to instill into me. And the kind of lifestyle they wanted me to adapt. First and foremost, my parents usually tell me that before before my birth, my mother used to be very sick, very sick, and she had many problems with me. And now come to the time that I was getting to this world.
The time you were born.
Yes, the time I was born. It was misfortunes here and there, because I was never even birthed at the hospital where I was supposed to be, where my other siblings were, because my dad was a civil servant, so they had those cards in those years. So I was supposed to be birthed at a good hospital, government hospital. But apparently my card went missing. So my mother went to the medical facility in town, and there one of my aunts was working there. So when my time comes, it was a premature. Do you call it premature birth? Or
like you were born before the time?
Before date. So it was like a very small baby, 1.5 kgs.
Okay, 1.5.
Yes.
That's quite small.
Yes. So I was to be incubated, but I had an auntie who was working there. Stories goes that she stole me from the maternity, because she never wanted me to be incubated. She stole me from the maternity, and she went with me. So wherever she took me was in her servants' quarters. There she kept me, and she was an alcoholic. She was deep in alcohol. So wherever she put me, there were jugs of alcohol all around. So that is the environment that welcomed me to this world. So when I grew up, because now of this weight, the nurses and the doctors can explain how that has an impact on your health. I got some problems here and there. For one thing, I had the problem of sucking my tongue. I don't know what you call it in psychology, that one. I used to suck my tongue. So my mother got so strict with me, such that she gave authority to my younger siblings to be slapping me every time they notice that I'm doing that I'm sucking my tongue. So that one, it didn't go well. It didn't go down well with me, because now they took advantage of that. And so to humiliate me, because I was the older one, to humiliate me, they used to slap me without reason. Not because I'm doing it, but just because they feel that they are young and they want to humiliate me. So one of them could come and just slap me.
To embarrass you?
Yes, especially to embarrass me. Even when one is with...
maybe let me understand, at what age is this that they are doing that? How old were you?
Me, I was around 8, 10 years, 12 years.
Okay.
My early teens, they were still doing that.
So this was still happening?
Yes.
The sucking of the tongue, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
It was still happening. So they would come when they are with their friends and they want to entertain their friends. I was the means of entertainment. So one of them would just come randomly and slap me. No, and when I wanted to now instill some discipline in him and show him that he's not supposed to...
Or like to fight back.
When I wanted to fight back, he would run to my mom, and it's like, Mom, this one is beating me. What is happening? I've slapped him because he's sucking his tongue. And now my mother would beat me instead of...
Like they were using this to make you stop.
Yes.
Because it wasn't okay according to them to suck.
Yes, it wasn't okay. It was
so
like
was
a bad omen.
Stopping you to do it.
It was like a bad omen in the family to have a kid who sucks the tongue or who licks the finger. It was so they wanted me to stop. So the process or the procedure they used to stop me now was making the young boys beat me up. So that one definitely instilled the spirit of rejection in me, because I felt rejected.
You felt rejected.
And from there on, I never wanted to be with my siblings. I always wanted to be with others. Now I tried to get into the company of others' children, and now trying to get into their company would always make me adapt to what they used to do, now the other kids in the neighborhood, to what they used to do. I would engage in every activity they are doing, so that I could have that feeling of I fit there. You see, so that they could accept me.
You are not accepted, and you didn't fit with your younger brothers.
Yes.
And also maybe your mother, because she was a party to this beating.
Yes.
So you sought acceptance
and comfort
from outside,
elsewhere. And now you see, this one drained my confidence. It literally drained my confidence, because I could not do anything on my own. So I used to seek acceptance from other people outside there. And you see, to gain entry into their circles, now I had to do what they demanded. So if they asked anything from home, because they were poor kids, and my dad was a civil servant, so at least we were a bit well up, I would do it comfortably. I would take something from home, take it to them, so that I would be embraced in their circles.
You feel wanted, have a sense of belonging.
That is where it all started. Secondly, I got traumatized very much, because as I grew up, I realized that I had a problem of bedwetting when I was young.
So now from them sucking to bedwetting.
And now these siblings of mine took it as a joke whenever we were outside there. You go take your mattresses outside, you go, it is raining and your mattresses are outside, to belittle me when we are with our friends. So now I would always not want to be in their company. I would seek solace in solitude, and I would really want my own privacy. But then, because I was not comfortable at home, what I usually did, I went to look for it outside there. And so with the other kids, and that is why I started becoming so much dependent with the other kids. You see, seeking solace from other people outside there.
Okay, I would want you help us to understand about now this bedwetting thing. At what point did it start? Or maybe at what age? Was it after maybe the thumb sucking? Did the thumb sucking stop and then the bedwetting started? Or was it early? There maybe from the early years, or help us to understand that bit.
From the doctor's point of view, it was like during the development in my mother's womb, I think the spinatus muscles never fully developed. You see, so they were weak initially from the point of birth. They were weak. So that is they ran concurrently, the tongue sucking and the bedwetting. They were there since the childhood. So you see, this is
but I want to imagine maybe the early years it was just normal, but as you grew up now it became
you see, in childhood something like bedwetting is not a big
normal,
deal. But now when you start reaching class 5, class 6,
it's expected to stop.
Yes. But now this one is persistent. So it is becoming an issue. You see, it is becoming an issue that is disturbing you.
Your self-awareness is also developing.
Yes.
So it's causing embarrassment from home.
And now it is getting into you psychologically. It is getting into you, and it is like a burden. When you wake up in the morning, you have to rise up before the others, so that you could clean up. My mom was a real disciplinarian, so I had to wake up very early to make sure that I took a bath before I went to school, and I had taken my mattresses outside. You see, it persisted even when I was in class 8. It was still persisting. Remember, this one now is a medical problem. It is no, you see, when I was a bit younger, like in study 4, 5, My mother used to also to beat me up because I had wet my bed, but it was not an issue because even my cousins whom we used to stay are close to, even my cousins used to do it, so it was not an issue to me. But when it persisted, and then my parents were not quick enough to realize that this is a medical issue.
Yes.
I got frustrated a lot and I got embarrassed a lot, you see. So that one literally brought in the sense of I rejected myself. I started rejecting myself there. And so when even...
so from the rejection of others to yourself rejecting or not accepting.
Yes, I would feel I'm
really
not
being
worth...
proud of who you are.
Yes, I kwanza that one I just lost it kabisa because what was I proud of? If my siblings could beat me up when they are in standard 4 and I'm in standard 8, they are beating me up just like they want. And my mother
there was nobody to defend you.
There was no one
nobody
because
to stand up for you.
The people who would have defended me are the ones who had given authority to these ones to beat me up. Because to them, they were doing that in good faith. We want our child to stop doing this. But then, those who have been given
so the means that was being used is what wasn't actually working.
Yes.
That is the beating and the embarrassment.
Yes. And I think I should, this one should get to parents. You should never use siblings against their fellow siblings to either discipline them or that one should never occur.
Use embarrassment, negative means of maybe stopping a certain behavior.
Yes, yes, that one should never occur. No, you see, this thing really haunted me, and because of that, I developed some cheeky behaviors here and there. I became a bit cheeky, a bit sly, but I was that good kid. You see, I had to try to show my parents and to show the people around me, my aunties, my uncles, my grandparents. I had really to go an extra mile to show them that I'm also good.
There's something good.
Yes, I'm not as bad as you people try to portray. You see, I'm not all that bad that you keep beating me up. So I would go to extra.
So minus the bedwetting, minus the sucking of the tongue, Ken was a good person.
Yes.
But you didn't, they didn't notice that.
The only person who noted that was my grandmother. I had a very loving grandmother. She used to say, leave Ken alone. Don't you see that this is a very good boy? In fact, this boy is better than all the rest. It's only that his miscomings and his goodness go hand in hand. They are equal. So stop beating up this boy for nothing.
And maybe just to mention, this is something that was out of your control.
I couldn't control that. How could I control bedwetting?
Yes.
Surely, and it is something that is biological inside me. It is a medical condition inside me. Now, sucking of the tongue. It started immediately I was born. How could I control it? You see, so these issues made me feel now. So I started having some cheeky behaviors, and because of that, now my father, being a disciplinarian also, he became too strict on me.
So now your dad has joined in.
My dad has joined in to discipline me of these two small habits that I have seen cropping up.
Yes. Not
really wanting to know where are these habits coming from. You see, they are deep rooted in what I've been going through. Because like taking things at home and going with them to school, maybe like stealing to small things at home and going with them to school, it is because I was taking them to my friends so that my friends could accept me in their circles, so that I could feel loved somewhere by other kids, because already
and valued.
I have been rejected at home, and that was in black and white. Because if others are beating me up and I don't have the cover of my parents, you can imagine this boy is lonely. So at school, And or when we went to take care of the cattle and the sheep outside there, to fit in the company of these other children, I had to go with something so that they could see Ken today has come with such and such a thing. Ken today has something special. So they would accommodate me in their groups. And that is how these two small cheeky behaviors now started growing up in me. And as time went by, as I started realizing myself, I felt now I want to take revenge of my parents because they are beating me for no apparent reason. I remember one time something went missing at home, and I faced a real bad beating from my father. And it was not good. Mind you, it was not me who had done that. So something happened between me and my dad, and that thing up to some years back, when now I decided to forgive and forget, that thing has disturbed me a lot, because actually what happened, he was gifted a watch by one of my elder cousins. It was a very good watch, and it went missing at home. And now because I had started these cheeky behaviors, my dad thought that actually Ken had taken the watch and had gone with it to school. And one day when I came one morning, he told me, "You're going to produce my watch." I told him, "Dad, me, I have not even touched your watch. I didn't see it." But he insisted, "You will produce my watch." So I told him, "Kabisa, genuinely, Dad, me, I have not touched your watch." So I went to school that day. I think I was in class 5. Then class 4. Yeah, class 4. Class 4. I went to school, and I had a bad day that day, because now I knew it kept in my brain that I knew my dad was a tough disciplinarian. So I knew I knew what I expected when I got back home. And on getting back home, it was a rainy day. It had really been rained on. So I got home, and as I met him in the coach, I went straight to my bedroom. I started changing. And as I was changing, he called me, "Come over here." So I told him, I'm changing my clothes, I'm coming. He said, "I'm telling you to come over." So I went. I was half naked, just put on my pants, and I didn't have a shirt on top. So immediately I got to him, he started beating me, and he really beat me up. He roughed me up, really roughed me up. And he locked me in his bedroom, and he told me, "I'm coming." No, he was threatening so that I could produce the watch. He believed it is me who had taken it. The circumstances around the disappearing of the watch clearly indicated I'm the one who had taken it. But I was not the one who had taken it. So he threatened me. He went to the kitchen. I don't know what he went. So me, I assumed he had gone for a knife. And when I came and opened the door to his bedroom, I was there and I was very ready. So as he was coming in, I slipped out. Do you know, I ran?
Okay.
Yes, I slipped.
So you opened the door. So as he's coming into his bedroom,
I
sneak.
Yeah, beneath his legs. And I went. He tried to chase me, but I was faster. And I had received a good beating, a thorough one. So I ran. I went out of the house. I went out of the compound. I joined the highway. I ran for about 13 kilometers, and it was late. It was
13
late. Yes.
Kilometers.
Yes, following the road, now going to Nakuru town.
So you are just running and running.
Yes, I would not stand the kind of beating I had gone through. He had really roughed me up, because he believed I'm the one who had the watch. So I ran, I went, and remember, I had no shoes. I didn't have a shirt on top. I just had my pants on. near Nakuru town, I had decided I'm going to be a chokora. I had really decided. And prior to that, I was seeing those chokoras, and I was telling, prior to that beating now, because we used to fellowship in Nakuru town, I was like, these people, these children here have more freedom than I have, because no, my parents beat me up.
Kind of envy them, eh?
That is it.
Okay.
No, here, the mentality has been stamped that this parent will eventually kill you because of your behaviors at home, and you have no rescue. It's better to be with them in the streets. And I don't know, because I don't know whether that opened the spirit of vagabond in me, or I don't really know, but that was a very strong gate that the devil used. So as I was near Pipeline, I met one of my relatives, the distant relative.
And maybe just tell us, at what time of day is it by this time? Because you left school.
Yes, around.
And it was raining.
Around.
You've
we
been
used to
wrapped up.
Yes.
Then you've ran 13 kilometers.
It was around 13.
So at this point when you are meeting your relative.
Yes.
What time?
It was around 8.
At night.
Yes, it was around 8 or thereabout. I'm just approximating the kilometers, but it was really far. It was really far. And he recognized me, and he's like, "Wow, where are you going?" I was like, "No, I'm just heading this way." But definitely, he realized something was not okay, because at this hour, a young boy, a small boy, with no shirt,
naked.
Yes, half naked, and he knew my family setup. So under no circumstance was I supposed to be at that point in the condition that I am in. So he realized definitely something was amiss. So he took me, and because I was really shivering, and I was not okay
from the cold.
Yes. Now he hooked me up into his bicycle, and we went back with him to his home. It was a distance between his home and it was quite a distance. It was like 5 or 7 kilometers. So we went there, and we parked there. I was given food, I was given clothing. And I didn't realize from the moment I ran, my parents loved me so much. My dad wasn't doing this because he hated me. He was doing this as a disciplinarian to correct me. And he won't imagine that I would run away from home. But to me, the discipline was so excessive.
You felt it was beyond.
It was beyond. Yeah. It was beyond what I could handle. So they started searching for me there and then. He went to some neighbors of mine, and they started that search. There are some of them who had vehicles, and they started on different routes. Eventually, I don't know how they communicated because at that time there was no phones. But they landed at my cousin's. He was a distant cousin. They landed at my cousin's home at around midnight. And so they took me. I really did.
The cousin that now it's your uncle now.
Yes.
Their cousin.
Yes. It was a cousin to my father. Now it was my distant uncle. I think he sent someone from his home. I don't know what happened. He sent someone to home now to report that I have your kid and I have found him in this and this condition. What really could have happened? So they came for me.
Same night?
Yes, same night. Nearly morning, they came for me. And I went back with them. But from that day on, something just grew in me that I'm not part of that family. I even used to say that I don't know how I came to be born in that family. And because of the stories at school and all that, from there on, I believed that I was an adopted child, because I couldn't understand how this kind of beating could come to a child who was legally born there. You see the childhood mentality.
So what do you mean by the stories at school? Yeah, you mentioned, were there stories in school about you, or what?
Yes, no.
Yeah.
You see, at one point, my dad was also a teacher where I was learning, where I was studying in primary school, and whenever I would do something very stupid, according to the childhood mentality, maybe we would have a rough quarrel with another child, and you've been reported to the office. My dad would really beat me up. You see, let me tell you.
In school?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me tell you, children are teachers. Children, if you are a pupil and you happen to study in the same school that your parent or your father teaches, you usually get it rough, because now he wants to instill this kind of an attitude to other teachers that his children are the best. So when it comes to disciplinary issues, they really have a rough time.
And they're also the best disciplinarians.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe at that point you are making me understand, like, right from the time you are born, the auntie takes you. Then there is the issue of the tongue.
Yes.
Then there is the issue of bedwetting. Then you have your siblings beating you up. Your mother becomes part of the team. Eventually your father, the disciplinarian. So this same thing is extended to school.
Yes. Yes.
You are also disciplined and embarrassed and beaten
properly
by your father.
Because
so
he
I can imagine it's not now just your father, it's the rest of the school, the teachers and the learners.
Yes.
Yes.
Because the other people at school definitely will laugh at you.
Yes.
You do a small mistake, they threaten you. We'll take you to your father. They definitely know. By the mention of your father, no, definitely you will subject to every demand they make for you.
So no, this is a father who has roughed you up. You've ran for 13 kilometers, you end up meeting your uncle, and then communication is done. They come and pick you up. Now you're back home.
I'm back home.
You're back home.
I'm back home.
Yes.
So you can see this boy who is back home, all that fear, that kind of intimidation. You feel like it doesn't matter now how much love they will show you. It doesn't matter how much they will try to embrace you and show you they are sorry or not. Already the impact has been made. Already the impact has been made. And those decisions in you to be a radical has gotten roots in you. Even without your knowledge. But it is so. No. I grew up like that, and other major small stories between now me and my parents came to emerge, because I can remember one day, and immediately after that, now I decided in me, you mean I can be roughed like this? So it is not a big issue, even me being killed because of something that I have not done.
So this is now what is...
It is happening behind my back. I mean...
Getting into you.
Yeah, in my mind.
Yeah.
In my mind. And now the best thing is, there is no point of being the good kid that I am. Why should I be?
Gave up trying.
Yes, why should I be? Now I started literally taking anything I would find. Not because I'm a thief, but I wanted to instill that. You see,
like
I would steal something.
Back,
yes.
Trying to do something to hit back at them.
Because of this pain that has been caused. I would literally take something from them or from their bedroom, go and hide it, or just go and bury it or throw it in the toilet because of that pain. I'm not stealing because I want to steal or I want to make use of it, as other children usually steal. But it is this pain that has been instilled in me. That is what I'm fighting. And that grew up with me. It literally grew up with me. Remember now, there are those things that I want to still to make pain with them, to make revenge to my parents, and still those items when I take them to my friends friends accommodate me, so I would find the peace with them, you see. So the two things
you
really
cause pain this side, this side you are accepted, you
yes,
get
I
peace.
get comfort. I get comfort by their embrace. You see, so that is how now this character developed inside me. And I remember one day I was my one of my aunties. We had gone to visit, and she said that some money was missing from her, and I was really beaten again. I was really roughed up.
And now that reminds me, allow me to take you back a bit.
Yes.
I'm just wondering at this point whether the watch was ever found.
Can you imagine? Okay,
Yes.
now that is fast forward. Can you imagine when I'm already married and I'm working? That is when this man comes up and confesses that he's the one who had taken the watch.
So they never got to know who stole, and the truth was it wasn't you.
They never came to know that time. You see, even now when I would come and tell them, now years later, it would make no relevance, because those are stories that are way gone. You see, it's like 20, 25 or 30 years ago.
Okay.
So it would never make any relevance. But remember, in me, it left a print that is indelible. Only that by much forgiveness, and you see, I overcame that trauma, because that is trauma. So
this time now you're at your auntie's place.
yes.
And some money gets lost.
Yes. And then it is like, this one, it is only Ken who can have taken. You see, because of now the mischievous behaviors that I have adopted since that beating, there is no way I can convince anyone that I don't steal. You see. So that time at my auntie's place, this money gets lost. And about a week later, my dad comes. He's so furious with me. And that night he really beat me up. And personally, I knew I was not the one who had taken the money. He really beat me up. And but by that time already I had built up resistance in me. So even after the beating, I didn't find it a big deal. So even after the beating, I just went out. I was in primary school. Just went out, went and bought my cigarettes, took my puffs, and it was like, Umze continue just beating me for nothing. One day I'll take my revenge.
Like, you've already started smoking.
Yes, I started smoking when I was in primary school.
Okay.
Because now my peers had taught me to smoke. And I learned smoking so that I could find company, because the company I went to was smoking. And to fit in, I had to do what they were doing. So I had to smoke to fit in.
So they were smoking.
Yes. So
I'm just wondering, maybe apart from smoking, were there maybe other drugs that maybe you started at that point?
That is where I learned smoking marijuana, and it is only by God's protection that I didn't get into this habit of glue sniffing, because it was all that was being done by the company that I wanted to fit in. You see, got assimilated into me. And other forms of addiction, like sexual malpractices, majorly started at that time.
And this is primary school?
Yes.
At around maybe what age, what grade?
Standard 7, standard 8.
And around 13?
Yes.
13, 14 there?
Yes. Yes, at the prime of my just when I was jumping over to teenhood. Yeah.
The transitional age.
Yes, that transitional age. Yes, that was when all this was happening.
And there is a lot of peer influence.
Yes.
Yes.
And a lot of miscomings happened to me during that time, because my peers were doing them, and these are the only people that I could associate with, because remember, at home I had no company. And again, now at this age, my parents were becoming more of seminarians. So they were going out most of the times. They were in seminars here and there, and I do not fit in with my brothers. And that time, my parents are not there to control what I do and where I go. So most of the time, I'm outside there with other boys. So whatever they do,
yes,
for me to fit in, I have to do it.
So this is your very prime age of transition.
Yes.
And your parents are kind of becoming a bit absent, so to say.
Yes.
Yes.
So
there's nobody to
follow in the ministry.
There is nobody to follow you up.
Yes.
In the age of transition.
Yes.
What you are doing and all that.
Yes.
And your brothers, where are your brothers at this point?
We are with them at home. But I want nothing to do with them, because we do not fit.
Okay,
we do not associate. Okay, by that time, now they can't beat me up. They can't rough me up. I'm a big
you have
boy.
Grown, eh?
Yes. I'm a big boy. And because of okay, character-wise, I'm not violent. So I had nothing to do with them. So I used to wake up and go on my own. That is the age that there were so many videos around. So most of the time, I was in movies, in those video centers, and we were going for escapades with my boys.
Literally now moved away from home, doing a lot of things outside on your own.
Yes.
With nobody to monitor.
There was nobody to monitor me at that time, because even maybe the church members that maybe would regularly come home to be with us when the parents were there, I was out of control. There is nothing they would tell me. Remember, at that age, they had come to hate the church, because there is nothing the church members could tell me. You see, all this roughing up is happening when you are there. So what do you want to tell me now that the parents are not there?
Okay, you said your parents became seminarians.
Yes.
They were out, matters to do with the word of God, becoming ministers.
Yes.
But then their child is,
Yes.
So the kind of picture they portrayed, and it separated you from them. You hated Christianity and what they stood for.
Actually, it's not like I hated Christianity. I didn't hate Christianity because I was deeply rooted there. But what happened is like I didn't want any association to do with these people. You see, it was like they are bombarding me with the ideologies which didn't really rhyme with the current situations. So I just had nothing to do with them. They were coming to instill the same religious mediocrity. At that time, I took it as mediocrity because there was no interconnection between what I was going through and what these people are coming to tell me. Remember, these are not my parents. They're not my big brothers. They're just coming to enforce what they were doing in church. To me, it was very negative. So I continued indulging with what we were doing with the boys outside there. We were going for these videos. When we didn't have money, we were going to look for cigarettes and remember, now I have started working with even bigger boys, just to find comfort and solace away from home. So that is it. It continued like that. It continued like that up to a point. And now, during this time, is whereby a very sad chapter in my life opened, whereby now these older boys introduced me to sexual activities, which I had not faced at home. Because remember, we are all boys in our home, but we had very strict restrictions from home. When you're going outside our gate, at whatever time of the day, it doesn't matter. At whatever time of the day, you had to report to the authorities at home where you are going, up to where you are going, how many minutes are you taking, with whom are you going to associate with, and at exactly what time are you coming back. Delay with only 1 minute. If you've been sent to the shop, you had to run very fast to the shop because you've been given 5 minutes. So before the expiry of my 5 minutes, you had to be there at home. At around 4, all the gates had to be padlocked, so you were inside there. So it's like we were curtailed from the outside world because our parents, being ministers of the gospel, they didn't want us to associate with the outside kids so that we could not adopt their bad behaviors. You see, they wanted us to grow up in do I call it sanctity? Or
sanctity,
yes, and they wanted us to be okay, may I use these, to be angels, even
holy,
yes, very holy, to the community around us, to the church, and in a bigger extension to the whole world. We were like to carry the light that they are preaching, to carry it out.
Yes.
And now that one could not be possible because we were growing up like normal children. And remember, in their absence,
is normal children, like,
yes,
I don't know whether you can say we are growing as normal children according to you or not.
Yes, yes. And whether you want it or not, we are still interacting with others. But as long as they were there, as long as their presence was felt within their jurisdiction, that is within the perimeters of our home, everything had to be holy, had to be pure. You see, so. That is the environment they created. But when they were not there, we freely embraced the outside world. So when I went there, I got to interact with girls. I got to interact with big girls. So and I could pressurize myself. I would have the pleasure with those big girls. And again, remember, they would employ house girls. And these house girls are meeting boys that are in transitional age. What do you think would really happen between the house girls and these boys? And it is at the absence of the parents. And now these boys have been restricted. So. And they have no sister. For once, you have no sister. The second thing, you've been restricted, so you don't even mingle with even the girls at the church. I remember one day I was thoroughly beaten by my father when he met me discussing a book with a girl outside the church premises, and it was like I was shaming him. I had started prostituting with, and I was very innocent. Actually, we were discussing about a set book, and the girl was in a hurry because she was running somewhere, and I was supposed to go to get back to church, but she asked me, because she knew I was bright, she asked me, Ken, would you please assist me here, because I'm going to do this homework right now. How do I tackle this question? So I was explaining it to her. But when my father met me there with that girl, it was hell. So we had really been separated from the outside world, but right in our homes, these house girls, these house helps have been abroad. And definitely, this one house girl would interact with one boy in a special way than the rest. So definitely, without much explaining, you definitely know what would happen.
So now you are into matters sex, you're indulging in sex outside home and also at home.
Yes.
Yes. So
it is in an experimental age, and you're bound to experiment, and that experimenting it is the same thing that happened with drugs and other substances.
Yes.
And a diverse of misconducts started getting roots from there. Now, when I joined the high school, remember, I still had this medical issue
Of
bedwetting.
Yes.
I really tried to talk to my father about not taking me to a boarding school. But because I had performed well and I had been called to Ndururumo High School, there is nothing that my father would hear of it. That I want to go to a day school, and here there's a good prestigious
School.
School ahead, and he really wants like the child to go there because it like uplifts the status quo in the community. That's so and so. But my cry was, I will not be up with this kind of a condition. But now to him, because of my mischievous behaviors in the past, it was like, now I didn't want to go to school. It was like I was rejecting
Maybe
school.
as a matter of concern, at this point,
Yes.
you are going to high school,
Yes.
and you still have the problem of bedwetting.
Yes.
I'm just wondering whether, this issue had been addressed medically between you and your parents.
No.
It had never been.
No. Remember at our years when I was in primary school, that is, we are talking of early 90s. Early 90s. It was not a big deal. It was not a big deal to find someone wetting the bed, even up to standard 8. It was not a big deal. So when I came to, now it came
High
to
school,
high school, still to them, to them, parents of those, not specifically my parents, to the parents of that age, or of that era, it was not a big deal. So there was no even there was no medical necessity at that time. It was not a big deal. But now to me personally, it was a big deal because already in the primary school, it had become an issue to me. Now, extending it, having it extend to high school, whereby I'm going to a boarding school, personally, I felt it would affect me, but my parents didn't see that. I tried to raise the issue, and I remember I was even roughed up by my dad. I was beaten up because now to him, he loved me so much, and you see, all this discipline that my dad is giving me, it is not that I was one. I think I was the child he loved most, and he had so much expectations with this boy, such that he would not accommodate any kind of misgiving that would point to this child having a bad habit, the so-called bad habit.
Like,
he
was doing his best as a father.
That is it. And that is why I don't even have issues with him, because now that years have gone by, I have come to understand he was doing it out of love. But the means, though they say the means justifies the end, no, here the means was... They played the wrong part in bringing me up. After that roughing, I agreed to go to high school. Now, when I landed there, it was hell, because Nyahururu climate is very cold, and here I am. The dormitory that I've been set in is cold. It's very cold, and I wet my bed at night because you have to take coffee in the evening.
To keep you warm.
Yes, to keep you warm.
Yes.
And when you come outside classrooms during the preps, it is at 10. So you go make coffee and immediately sleep. You're prone to, because you...
To wake up at night to relieve yourself.
Remember, I'm a child with... This is a medical issue. This is a medical case. So when you oversleep, you definitely wet your bed. Now, in the morning, you wake up, you take your mattresses outside and everything, and you go to class. What happens when you are in class? The environment there is all misty. You know how Nyahururu was in those times. And Ndururumo High School is just nearby or just opposite the Thompson Falls. So all the mist from the Thompson Falls comes to the dormitories. So you are in class, it is all misty, and the teacher is teaching there. What do you get? Remembering that time that the teacher is in class and it starts drizzling. You're remembering your
bedding
is outside. They are all outside. So the teacher clears and comes to lunchtime. You go. You pass by where you've left your bedding. They are all wet. You take your lunch. You go back to class. You're like, now where will I sleep? You can't get accommodated by another friend overnight because he knows you will spoil his bed. You go back to preps after dinner only to come back at night. They are all wet. You can't even take them out from outside back to the dormitory because
they are soaked.
You sleep on top of the mesh wire. You just get like one blanket to cover yourself. You're helped by a friend. You wake up in the morning. You still, because you slept late at night, because you had to wait for all the others to catch up with their sleep fast, so that you could sleep. Now sleep. So during that time, you take a lot of coffee to keep yourself warm, or you go back to class. Then when you sleep, you still do it. You wake up in the morning, and I would like, yes, I would really like to talk this to even those children who have the problem, and to parents who has children that are suffering out of the same problem, because they are there.
Yes, they're there.
They are all over our secondary schools. And also to teachers and those housekeepers, dormitory keepers, to be very sensitive to these children, because personally, I deeply feel I didn't do well in my education, solely because of this one issue that was not addressed properly. Otherwise, if this issue was addressed, me, I would never have got an assistant, because I never studied at school. I never studied. Okay, back to our thing. No. When you wake up again, you had only covered yourself with a blanket. You feel you find that you've wet again. Yes,
now it is on the floor.
On the floor. You've wet even the clothes that you are with. You have no clothes to wear. I mean, that trauma goes on. You know, that rejection goes on. You pity yourself. It didn't go long. I got into the company of those who used to sneak from school to go to the neighboring village. There is a neighboring village, neighboring Ndururumo High School. It's called Kiamaina. It's called Kiamaina, and there is a lot of illicit businesses that goes on there. So there were boys who used to sneak to the village and come back. They were doing the changa business, the bang business, the cigarette business, the mandazis business. There was a lot of trade between the school. And not because I was getting late to sleep, I just bumped into them, or rather they bumped into me. And so I became their confidant, because me, I was not sneaking, but I would keep the properties for them. What do you think would happen? Naturally, I became recruited into their businesses. That is how I started drinking changa. That is now I was introduced to changa, and it was very good, because now I would drink changa and I would feel steamed up and hot enough even to sleep on the mesh wire, and I would not even mind, because now I don't care. You see, I would smoke, bang, and I'm good to go.
So now you are into the illicit brews, you are into marijuana, bang, cigarettes, sex, and all that.
Remember, this is happening involuntarily. I had no choice. It is because of my condition that I'm yielding to this, because I don't have a place to sleep. I mean, I have to stay awake late at night. Sometimes I was given permission by the teachers. They came to understand my condition. I had a very ruthless housekeeper who could hear none of my excuses. So when I was given permission to abscond classes, to come and take care of my bedding, now I'd be able to coordinate these businesses so well. So the boys there found me as a way, because I would have permission outside classes, which they won't. So I would arrange these things. I would arrange the things that have come, and I would arrange...
what are these things? Tell us what they are. The
Changa,
things that have come.
Changa, bangi, cigarettes, the mandazi is there, the gumus there.
That,
yes.
Okay.
So I would be responsible for the incoming goods and the outgoing goods.
Okay, maybe at that point you will allow me to let us move forward past high school.
Yes.
Because when you were having the other episode, we talked over Ken, who was already working. So let's talk about now between high school and work and substance and drug abuse and other addictions. How do you get deeper into this?
Now, when I was this addiction saw me get out of Dururumo High School into another school. The same problem.
So you leave school?
Yes.
You get a transfer?
Yes, I get a transfer.
Because?
Of the same problem.
Of
the same problem. I felt, no, now this is enough. This is enough, because I was transferred to another dormitory. That was where now that dormitory was named Vikojozi. So all the boys that were waiting there, but I was not alone. All the boys that were waiting their beds, they were transferred to this dormitory. And this dormitory was in an exposed place, whereby the girls coming to the dining hall would know definitely that dormitory belongs to the Vikojozi boys.
The people who bedwet.
Yes.
The boys who bedwet.
And they would see us coming from there. So, plus other 2 episodes there.
So this is another exposure now?
Yes.
Okay.
So I felt enough is enough. So all that culminated into me having a transfer. Actually, I ran out of school.
I ran away from school.
I ran from school. I gave funny excuses to my parents, and that by that time, they just had no otherwise. They had to transfer me. So I was transferred to another school. And now from that school, that is another funny story that we'll have to. That's another funny story, because now from there, events of my life took another turn kabisa. But I cleared with that school, and I came out of that school. And now from that school, now to the college.
So maybe were the turns for the better or for worse?
I can't really say it was for the better, because the issue never came to a standstill just because of the transfer. Remember, this is a medical...
So the transfer didn't help?
It didn't help as such, but it relieved the pressure. It relieved the pressure from the previous environment, and it gave me now a smooth landing towards the exam. Remember, when it came to exam time, I was outside school. I had been expelled because of loving a girl that I met in that school. So by the time I was doing the exam, I did the exam as a heavily drunkard person, because I used to go to the exam room when I'm very drunk.
So by the time you are doing your final exams, you were deep into...
I was already an addict. Now you see, I'm doing my exam. I've been expelled because of this girl that I got in love with, and so it was called coupling. So when I'm outside there, I'm like 3 months to the KCSE. So I got deeper and deeper into drugs and alcohol. Now, when I came to clear my papers. I remember one day I was in classroom, I was doing mathematics paper 2. I literally could see nothing written on my paper. I just wrote my name and the tears were just falling on my paper because I was drunk. I was literally very drunk because back at home, my parents couldn't understand me. Remember, I'm bringing shame to the family because how can you be expelled, a son of a pastor? How are you expelled? How comes you see, it's a big shame. The school that I was studying in was the owner of the school was a close friend. He was a close friend to my father. The wife to the owner was a member of the church. So this son has become such a disgrace. No, because I felt there is a vacuum between me and my parents. There is another young man whom we had been expelled with. He had been expelled because of sneaking from school. So we used to go to school together. And because he was from a very rich family, more richer than ours, so we used to have a car that the guy drove from his place. We used to meet along the way, and we drove to school, and then we would go drunk, do the papers, and get out of the school. So after the KCSE was over, now when I came to the outside world, I became so much. I indulged so much with,
you had all the time.
Yeah, with the malpractices. Remember, I've come out of school from the bondage of school, from the confined walls of the school, and here at home, I am meeting the walls of my home, like literally. They are broken or they are not there anymore because now the parents are much and much more into seminars and there. They are going for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They are going for a month. They are out in
so
the ministry.
So you had the freedom.
I have the freedom. I have the freedom, and I've come out of school. And I got immediately because I believe I'm a sharp boy. I've been a sharp boy all through. And now I got into partnership with another boy and we started a luxurious kind of a job. We were brokering some things that we got into a business, and this business gave us good money, and so to a point that we were suspected by the community that we were thieves, that we were the ones who were planning for matatus to be hijacked along our route, because we used to dress immaculately. We lived a good life. We lived a prestigious life.
So you start business and
immediately. And this business, because it was a brokerage kind of a business, it is not the kind of business where you see like Ken and his accomplice, they are going to town, they are bringing goods, they are selling goods here and there. No, it is a business behind the scenes. Nobody knows what you're doing, but you are ordering for goods from somewhere, they are being delivered somewhere. You're not stealing, but you have a funny kind of a business behind the scenes. So people started even suspecting us. I can remember our local chief. One day he came with his troops of police to harass us and to intimidate us, just because he had gotten a report that Ken and his partner is like they are the ones who are arranging for matatus to be hijacked. Because we had good money, and we were portraying we have good money because we wanted to intimidate our friends.
And I'm just wondering whether there was a connection between you and the matatu. Did they do the due diligence to find out?
No, they didn't.
Or you are just being suspected?
We were just being suspected.
And I'm just remembering also the suspicion of your parents with the watch.
Yes.
With your aunt's money.
Yes.
So this suspicion is continuing.
Remember when I've come out of...
But this time around, at least you are making your own good money.
Yes.
And you are very smart. But still that smartness and the money you are being suspected.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And no. When we were taken to the police station and we were roughed up, coming out, I got so much into alcohol, so much into alcohol, so much into smoking bang, such that I would do it openly. You know, I didn't fear no one because I have the money. If police arrested me, I would easily give them money and they would leave me alone. So by the time that my parents realized now there is a need for this boy to be taken to college, and I went to college. I went to college in Nairobi. Now there I became exposed even further to even harder drugs, more harder drugs.
You went to the biggest city.
Yes, you can imagine. Now I abandoned schooling. By the way, it's like the fewest moments are the ones that I went to class, because I was doing my own businesses. I got now opened up into the world of real drugs, real alcohol.
And you have the money.
And I've got the cash, you see. And even after the money came to a halt, because now those businesses that we were doing back at home came to a standstill. Something happened, and the government realized that there are people taking advantage of that sector. So they closed the doors. So the money vanished. So now I concentrated on school. But how could I concentrate with school with no prior counseling? So I continued with my life, and I remember I didn't do well either. In college. Yes, in all the colleges, because I went to several colleges. I went to hotel industry, I went to the IT industry. But in all of the above, there is none that I did well, because I was an addict even when I was in school, and that is how my life in addiction came about. Now even come to fast forward when I got into my marriage with the same girl that I was that
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The high school sweetheart.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That is why I usually tell you time and time again that I really regret having lost that family, because it had come from far. Now when I now came to settle down with my high school sweetheart, it couldn't work, because there are so many things inside me. I was a junk of so many types of addictions inside me.
As you do that, it's like, I see like a dustbin. There was a lot of garbage inside. Ken.
Inside. And there was no prior training to what a marriage is. There was no prior training. Remember, I've grown up all along being a son of a pastor. Who knows that the opposite sex is a devil, is a demon you're dealing with? You're not supposed to be anywhere or close to the opposite sex. Only apart from the perverse nature that I had indulged in without the proper guidance of the parents. And now I have come to a point that I want to have a wife, and they are open to, yes, go back to your sweetheart. Now when I bring her back home, you see, it is according to the church principles. You have gotten a wife, a good thing, but how do you expect me to deal with a demon that has just come into my house? I don't have anything to do with this demon. You see, even being in the same bed with this woman, to me, according to the religious whatever that have been placed in me, it is wrong. And you see, that thing, parents, you're supposed to be very careful about that, because you introduced that in these children, that it is wrong
to be associated with the opposite sex.
Yes, but now
you've come of age, you have the feeling, you have this girl.
Yes, without
so you get her into your house, you are married.
Yes,
but you don't know what to do.
With no prior counseling, you want me to just embrace her, and you want to see a successful marriage out of your children. How? I wasn't trained the responsibilities of a man in a house. You see, now because and when I married her, okay, God blessed me, because even when I was in Nairobi out of college and all that, I had money. I started working and I had money. To me, and you will excuse me for saying this.
It's okay. It's okay.
To me, all I knew a woman wanted from a man in a marriage is to have a good setup of a house, to have daily food,
provision.
Yes, provision.
A man
that
is a provider.
That is the word I was looking for. You are providing. And so I was very good at providing. I used to provide everything. My house was ever stocked with food and all that. You paying fees for your kids in good schools. You're taking her for house, and little did I know that is not what a woman had come for in my house. She would have comfortably afforded those luxuries outside there. You see, you parents, you didn't tell your children, or you didn't tell us what the responsibilities, the actual responsibilities of a man in a house you see, most of us, children of pastors and children of the Christian people, we think that we get into a house to raise a godly family, to take our children, our wives and our children to heaven, but you do not give us the way to live with them on earth. Why do a woman come to a man and they form a house? What are the expectations of a woman to her husband in this house, and so forth? You will give, maybe you'll create time for that.
Yes,
in the future.
Yeah,
because
I realize there are quite a number of things. Maybe we shall put in future episodes.
Yes,
like now, even the preparation for marriage.
Yes,
the issue of parenting has really come out.
Yes.
And quite a number of things that we need to talk about. The issue of discipline has also come up.
Yes.
Yes, among others.
Yes.
Issues of rejection, among those.
Yes.
Yes. So I hope it will be ready to come for future episodes, and then we can explore those areas.
Fine.
Yes.
Fine.
But for now, I want to really appreciate you for coming.
Thank
you. But before we come to a close, I want you to talk to parents out there. What would you want to tell a parent today who has young children from primary, secondary school?
Yes.
Yes.
Basically, I think what I would like to tell parents
is
that from the first day that it comes to your knowledge that there is a new soul that has been conceived in your family, start praying. From the first day you realize, start praying for that new soul.
Yes.
Start praying for whatever God has implanted into that womb. From the very first day you realize it. Then as the things goes by and it comes to the due date, make sure you dedicate that seed to the Lord. And as the child grows, I do not see any problem with you seeking for guidance and counseling on parenting. I do not see anything harmful with that.
Yes.
You should attend young parents workshops here and there. You should get advice from those who have brought up children successfully, those who have brought up children and they have failed. You should get advices from all of them. Secondly, on disciplining your children.
Yes.
You should be very careful when disciplining your children, because you may discipline them with all the good intentions in your heart. But the same discipline is landing on the subject to be disciplined in a very negative way. Like my father disciplined me with all the love in this world. But the way it impacted in me, it impacted a very negative thing in my life that has taken a long, nearly half of my life trying to fight with this thing.
Yes.
Thirdly, if you if your child is with an inconsistent behavior,
Yes.
Try to understand the root cause of this behavior.
root cause, yes.
Try to understand what could be happening behind the scenes of the parent that are producing these characteristics in this child, because actually what is meeting your eye may not be the real thing that is happening behind this child. So get to know well before you discipline this child. Yes, and that one will help a lot. And if your child comes up with a complaint, you may take it negatively, but maybe this complaint is very genuine. Try to get the real thing. Take your time. Don't just force things into your child that no, I want you to do this. This is what is the best thing for you. Like my father forced me to go to a boarding school with the best interests in his heart, but to the detriment of my whole life, because my whole life crumbled there. It is in this boarding school that I started drugs. It is in this school that other bad things started growing from. You see, at the best intent of the parent, but at the worst case scenarios in my life. So parents, please be very careful when you're bringing these children up. Again, try to give your children exposures. These are not retro angels that have landed from heaven. They are children who needs nurturing just like others. Pre-expose them to even things that are to come to their lives after they get off your hands, because you keep them to your confinement, but once you expose them now to the world at large, it becomes another story. It becomes a movie to your life. You will never believe what you've brought up, because like I usually hear my parents now to give a sample with my parents, and because I'm sure they have allowed me to do this, they usually say, we thought we would bring up angels because ourselves, we had dedicated ourselves to God. Little did we know we would bring such kind of a child on earth. But we didn't know that every child is born in a peculiar way, with peculiar giftings, with peculiar habits that are supposed to be nurtured carefully. So take care of your kids.
Thank you very much, Ken.
Yes.
I don't have enough words to really say that I'm so grateful for sharing your world with us.
You're welcome.
I'm sure you have encouraged many parents.
You're welcome.
And many young people who have walked the journey from childhood, transited to teenage and into their young adults.
Yes.
And even eventually into marriage.
Yes.
I'm sure you have been of help. And I trust that you are going to be coming more often into our programs so that we can be able to address some of the issues
whenever
that have
God
come
gives
up.
me a chance, I will avail myself.
So thank you very much, our viewers. See you in the next episode. We shall still be having Ken for the third part of his story. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit the notification bell so that you get to know when we have uploaded our next episode.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.